This press conference is being called in an environment where there is palpable fear within the country, as persons are not sure about their own security and that of their loved ones. You will well recall when the Prime Minister said that if you vote for the PNP, you may lose your life, and that if you vote for the Labour Party, you'll be able to leave your windows and doors open. I can recall him telling Senator Bunting that he shouldn't come here with this nonsense about crime is a everybody problem. Right? Take some responsibility. He went on to say that, yes, crime and health are national issues, but if the government is going to come to you and say it's a everybody problem, what's the point of having a government? He actually said these things, you know.
I hear quite often people ask, what is it that the opposition is doing to deal with crime and violence in the country? Firstly, we have one government at a time. The People's National Party is not the government. Yes, we have some responsibilities in the governance, but we are not the government. We don't have the authority to institute policies and programs of the government.
More fundamentally, the government's approach to national security is unbalanced and has led Jamaica to becoming an increasingly violent and dangerous place. Generally speaking, Jamaica needs to tackle the deep inequalities in our society, investing in repairing the most egregious manifestations of that inequality if we are to achieve sustained improvements in our national security situation. Dr. Horace Chang's tenure as Minister of National Security has been an abject failure, leaving Jamaicans feeling frightened, hopeless, and in despair. He clearly cannot bring the vision, energy, and vigor and communication skills which that portfolio requires. We are therefore calling on the Prime Minister to relieve him of his duties in that portfolio and give someone else an opportunity to bring a fresh and hopefully more effective approach. Commissioner of Police Anthony Anderson is also hereby being put on warning. He is the main architect and promoter of the government's state of emergency strategy as an ongoing policing tool. No other commissioner of police before him has followed that unprecedented and what we regard as a dangerous path, abrogating the most basic and hard-won rights of Jamaicans in the name of ordinary policing. The constitutionality of his use of the states of emergency is in serious doubt. As I have already shown, there are other tools in the toolbox for him to use, and some others that the government needs to quickly deal with and address to provide him with, which should have been legislated for already. If the Commissioner cannot find another strategic approach to getting the crime problem under control within the next 60 days, I think he must call it a day as well and allow someone else to take up the mantle of Commissioner. Thank you.
Then let me also remind Dr. Chang that if Prime Minister Holness is not brave enough to reassign you, because I realize that he's afraid to make certain moves. So like Bobby Montague is the leader of the black section of the Labour Party. He doesn't really want to trouble him. If he doesn't want to trouble you because you're a General Secretary, I'm asking you, Minister Chang, to do the honorable thing and to resign from the post of Minister of National Security and allow somebody who has some vision and some testicular fortitude to come forth and do the job.
For many years, we've been making a point that the ratio of security forces, in particular police officers, to population is on the low end of the scale in Jamaica. In fact, between 2015 and the beginning of, there was no net increase in the number of police officers. It was over 2,000 below the established complement of the force. We made a point repeatedly that the high level of recruiting in the JDF, that increased the JDF by thousands, was really a misallocation of resources. The priority should have been to increasing the number of police officers who are trained in intelligence gathering, in doing criminal investigations, and in preparing cases for prosecution. None of these things are the strength or the core training, if at all, in the military. So it really has, we've really seen an inefficient allocation of the massive increase in resources, 10 times in terms of the capital allocations, and yet we're not seeing the results because the expenditure has not been in the priority areas.